Hey, I just noticed that my Wordle project actually fails to run on CI today. You can see that the workflows are all red. And if I look at individual workflow, it ran for 6 hours and was killed by the workflow manager. And notice it only finished the first test and then started running colors and never actually produced anything. So I believe something led to infinite loop and some kind of timing out. Let's look at what the root cause is. So first, let's try Cypress run, and we can just run the Cypress integration colors spec, the one that was hanging. It starts, and it seems it's going nowhere. So that's probably what we see on CI as well. So what is the root problem? Well, before we find the root problem, notice that it doesn't give me any output. If I open Cypress in the interactive mode, at least I can see things, right? But in non-interactive Cypress run mode, there is no idea of what's going on at all. So we're gonna solve this as well. So let's just look at what it plays today. Okay, selects dark theme, colorblind mode, starts playing the Wordle, gets to the clown, guesses null. Okay, null is correct. That's the answer. Okay, it sounds like this is the end of a task, but notice the timer is still running right here, and it keeps trying to type, right, null, right? It actually never finishes the task, and that's what times out on CI. Well, before we fix this, let me just point out that we want to see at least major steps of the game and the task in our terminal. So at least if something goes wrong, we'll know. What I've done, let's look at the task, right? Right here, when we guess the word, why don't we actually print this word in the terminal output? Now, by default, we cannot do that, but we can easily add printing to the terminal by adding one more task. For example, we can say, I don't know, print message. And we assume that we're just passing a message to be logged to the console. And because this is the plugins file, console.log is the terminal output. And we have to return something from the task. That's why we return null. And whenever we try the next word, we can say cy.task. The name of the task is print. And let's say trying word. All right, let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm gonna reload the spec. It changes the color theme and then starts guessing words. Let's look at terminal output. Trying later, trying solid, trying clown, trying null, and keeps trying null again and again and again. So if we run the same thing on side now, this will know we got into infinite loop. Somehow we don't terminate a game even after we win. Now, the underlying reason why we don't terminate it is because our check for are we successfully guessed the word or not says, okay, if you count all the letters that you guessed, it should be the length of a word. Well, because we have null, we only count in distinct letters. So there are 4 letters, we don't count the double L. So that's why we have to adjust this a little bit, and we can say probably get unique letters, I believe. Let's look it up. Unique, maybe. Right, count unique letters. That's the one I want. So if the number of correct letters is equal to the number of unique letters of a word, then we solved the puzzle. So let's see how it does now. Later, solid, and it's about to be done. Perfect. Now it correctly went into the solved and terminates the game and does its thing. So this will solve the CI. But the trick of printing something to the terminal by just adding a little task is a pretty good one, because that will give you an idea of what's going on.